Hello friends, welcome to analysis of worksheet 8. Well, worksheet 8 is mainly based upon your simple interest and compound interest for quant section and your DI part, which is mainly based upon your percentage chapter. If over and above, you can say all this worksheet relates to just one thing, that is percentage. Now, how we can relate this topic, even your simple interest, compound interest to percentage, will be telling you that. So let's get on with the analysis. Well, these are the basic formulas to calculate your simple interest and compound interest. Now, simple interest, as you know, this is P into R into T upon 100, and amount is always principal plus interest. And for compound interest, your formula to calculate the amount is this. So ultimately combining these two formulas, you get this formula. Okay, so this is your basic formula. Now how can you relate it to your percentage chapter? Well, your rate involved here is in terms of percentage. So if anything comes from percentage, ultimately you can relate it to percentage chapter. How? You can use the percentage chart, then you can use your squares and cubes to solve your percentage, to solve this simple interest and compound interest questions. And you can use your calculation techniques also to solve these questions, because over and above you will find that this portion consists of say 2 to 3 questions, and those questions test you on calculation and your percentage thing. So you can relate always this chapter to your percentage chapter. Okay, so let's get on with the analysis. Now the quant section consisted of your 15 questions and you were given 20 minutes. uh, Keeping in mind that this simple interest and compound interest is calculation intensive, means you have lots of calculations in this. So that's why we gave the time limit of 20 minutes. So let's get on with the first question. Now this is your first question. You are given principal, time and rate, and you have to find interest. Quite simple question. So your principal is 21, your time is 3 years, and your rate of interest is 10% per annum. So applying the formula, your interest will be, that is P into R into T upon 100, and putting in the values, what you'll get is 21 into 10 into 3 upon 100, and solving this, what you'll get is your interest is 6.3 or 6 rupees 3 paise. So that was a basic question, and means you can relate it to your simple calculation questions. Now getting on with your second question. In your second question, you are given these values. Your principal is 120, rate is 5%, time is 4 years, and you have to calculate the amount. So applying the direct formula, that is amount is equal to P into 1 plus RT upon 100, you'll get the answer, that is 120 into 1 plus 5 into 4 upon 100. And solving this, what you'll get is 1 by 5, and this entire thing, this bracket will become 6 by 5. And solving this, you can easily get the answer, that is 144 is the amount. Now you can always do this question either through this formula, or you can calculate the simple interest, and whatever interest you get, you add it to the principal and you can get the amount. So whichever way you find it easier, you can do that. Now moving on to a bit difficult question. So these were the simple questions, and these types of questions, well, these are called sitters. These are the easiest questions because you have to put on the values. There is nothing to adjust. You just have to find the values. Oh, sorry. You have to put the values and find the answer. Now, moving on to your sixth question, uh, has these values, that is principal is 132, rate is 16.66%, and time is 5 years. Now in this question you have to find out simple interest. Now what's different in this question? Well, the difference is this rate of interest. Now this rate of interest is 16.66%, and clearly you can relate it to your percentage chart, because in percentage chart you can get the value of this 16.66% easily, because 16.66% you can convert it into fraction which is 1 by 6. So we'll make use of that part and we'll solve the question. So simple interest is 132 into 16.66 into 5 upon 100, that is the standard formula. Now this 16.66, the 16.66 you can replace it using your percentage chart with 1 by 6, and your equation will become this, and this is now easy to solve. So because we know that 16.66% in terms of fraction will be equal to 1 by 6, and using your percentage chart we can find out that the answer is 110. So interest calculated for this part is 110. Now what's the catch is, wherever you find your percentage chart applicable, just apply it. That's why I always say that just relate the topics and solve these questions. Okay, so now in this question, if you want to find out this amount, you can always find this amount, because you have the interest, you have the principal, so amount will be that is principal plus interest, which is equal to your 242. So this is your amount. So again, coming back to your worksheet, well, your worksheet consisted of 15 questions, and out of these 15 questions, one question was a repeating. So you can say that out of these 15 questions you could have easily done all the questions, and it would have taken you, if you have good calculations, near about half the time, that is 10 minutes. Okay, so quant section could have been completed easily in 10 minutes with all questions correct. So just make a note of your time and your attempt also, and see where you were left behind, means what's your weakness. Okay, otherwise this simple interest and compound interest, this is completely calculation based. Now moving on to your data interpretation section. Now this is your data interpretation section, and you were given 10 minutes. There were 5 questions, and it was the easiest of the DIs. So this was the data given to you, and again pointing out that DI is always based upon percentage, and make full use of your percentage chart in DI, especially DI. Okay, and you need to be good with just plus, minus, and multiplication and division in this. Okay, because DI is again generally scoring and calculation based, as you all know. Now you were given 5 questions and all the questions were easy, so let's solve any of the first 2 questions. Now first question was the ratio of number of females to in production department to number of females in marketing department. Well, now this is your question. You have to find out the females ratio of females in production and marketing. So referring to our table, you'll get that the number of females in production is 23% of 900, and in marketing it is 44% of 450. So just means it's the easiest of the questions you can find out. So just solve this. So what you'll get is production will be 0.23 into 900 upon 0.44 into 450. Okay, so you have to solve this equation, and generally they are calculation based. You don't have to multiply every time, you just have to work smart. So these decimals cancel out, and this 90 and 45 you cancel it with your table of 9, and after that you do the calculations and you'll get the answer, which is 23 by 22. So answer to your first question is your third option. Okay, so answer to your first question will be a third option. And moving on to your second question now, the answer you can clearly see it is first. Now how to arrive at the first? Well, just it's a simple question. You have to find the ratio between the number of females in HR and accounts to number of males in the same departments. Now this is a calculation based question, purely calculation based. Nothing is difficult, only the numbers and the calculation is difficult. Now you have to calculate this ratio. So ultimately the ratio will become 0.35 into 220 plus 0.65 into 360, which is the number of females in account and HR combined, and the number of males in these two departments will be like this, that is 0.65 into 220 plus 0.35 into 360. Now again decimals cancel out and you are left with means you combine this, that is you can always write this part, that is 360 into 65 as 220 plus 140 into 65, and I separate out this and add to this part, so it will become your that is 100 into 220, okay, plus 140 into 65, okay. So similarly you can do this thing here also, and what you'll get is you'll get this thing in the denominator. So ultimately solving the entire equation, what you'll get is uh, so you'll get this part as after solving this equation. Now you have to just add it and solve it. So this is what you'll get after adding this, and after solving this you will get this thing, that is 311 upon 269. So this is your answer, which is your first option. So the answer for second question is your first option. So these are the answers for your DI part, and you can match your answers, and at the end the analysis of your DI part is that there were 5 questions and you could have easily done all the 5 questions in say 10 minutes, rather 8 to 10 minutes, and all the questions would have been correct because they were very simple questions. There was nothing say difficult in those. You just have to means add and find the ratio in most of them, and apply the percentage chart in 1 or 2 questions. So this was your DI part, and let's move on to your English part now. Now your English part consisted of these 5 words, that is periodontics, endodontics, exodontics, and barometer, and sphygmomanometer. Okay, so this is how you pronounce this word, sphygmomanometer. Now this periodontics means a person, or this periodontist, and this endodontics and exodontics, all these are related to your dentist field. Okay, means all the three are dentist, and they are different types of dentist rather. So periodontics means a dentist who specializes in gums. Gums are like, this is your tooth, and say this is your tooth, and gums are the surrounding area. So periodontics are dentists who specializes in gums, and endodontics are the dentist who specializes in root canal. Root canal, you all know that these are the roots, and who generally dig deep into your teeth and means they treat your tooth. Okay, so exodontist. Now exodontics are those dentists who specializes in tooth extraction. Okay, so generally an expert in extraction is called exodontics. Okay, so we move on to the fourth word, that is barometer. Barometer is an instrument that measures the atmospheric pressure. Okay, and sphygmomanometer is an instrument that helps to measure the blood pressure. So these are your five words. Just remember these words, and the main roots that come in these words are: this is peri, which means the circumference; this is endo, which means inside; and this is exo, which means outside. Now this baro, it means atmospheric pressure, and this sphygmo, it means the blood pressure. Okay, so these are your roots, and odontus is another root. Odontos is another root which means straightening. Okay, so straightening, this is straightening. Okay, so this is another root, and just remember this root. And with this we move on to your next slide, which is difference between these words, that is chiropodist and chiropractor. Now these two words we have seen earlier also in our previous worksheets. Now chiropodist, well, I'll tell you, is a person who treats the ailments of foot. Means chiropodist जनरली ट्रीट्स, और एक डॉक्टर होता है जो फुट के एलिमेंट्स ट्रीट करता है, अगेन यूजिंग मसाज। एंड कायरोप्रैक्टर जो बाकी बॉडी से रिलेटेड जितने भी बीमारियां होती हैं, ठीक है, उनको थ्रू मसाज ट्रीट करता है। मीन्स बाकी बॉडी मीन्स फुट को छोड़ के बाकी बॉडी। एंड कायरोप्रैक्टर जनरली बिलीव करता है कि जितनी बीमारियां हैं दे आर थ्रू means they are related to your spinal cord. Okay, so ultimately इतना deep जाने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. So chiropodist and chiropractor, you just need to know the difference between these two words. So just remember the difference, and remember the words. It will help you a lot. And with this we come to the end of the analysis of our English worksheet. Just remember the roots and remember the difference between these two words. Now overall, in the end, I would like to say that in quants, you can always combine your simple interest and compound interest with your percentage chart and percentage chapter rather, and DI is entirely based upon your percentage. This is the short say summary of it. And in English we learned five words and difference between two words, and we have say 4 or 5 roots in English. And overall you could have done the entire 20 questions in 15 minutes, or sorry, in 18 to 20 minutes with 100% accuracy. So this is the analysis of your worksheet. So keep practicing, keep learning, and keep coming back to Prof Banking. Thank you.